Hello everyone, welcome to Matrix YouTube channel. Today we are here for the discussion of solutions of Matrix Olympiad paper which was held on 13th of October 2024. So we'll start our discussion from class 8th and the subject is physics. So let us start. Question number 1. Question number 1. A force acting on an object of mass 500 gram changes its speed from 200 centimeter per second to 0.2 meter per second. The change in its momentum. Okay, so first of all, let us write the values which are given. So mass is given, which is 500 grams. So converting it into kg, we have to divide it by 1000. So it becomes 1 upon 2 kg. Okay, so the speed is given here in centimeter per second and here it is in meter per second. So we have to convert centimeter per second into meter per second. So it will be divided by 100. So the initial speed is, let's say initial speed is represented by u, which is 2 meter per second, and the final speed is given by 0.2 meter per second. Definitely the speed is reduced. That means the momentum is reduced. So let us calculate its value. Delta P is equals to m v minus u. Okay, delta P is equals to m is 1 by 2, it is 0.2 minus 2. Delta P is equals to 1 upon 2, it becomes equal to 1.8. On solving this, it becomes in negative minus 0.9 Newton second. Okay, because unit of momentum will be Newton second. So our correct answer is option B. Okay. Next question. Question number 2. Name the instrument that is used to measure pressure. So out of these four, we know that voltmeter is used to measure potential difference or voltage. Odometer is used in vehicles to measure the distance traveled by vehicles. Barometer is a device which is used to measure pressure, while ammeter is used to measure current, as we all know that. So correct answer is option C. Third question. Whenever the surface in contact tends to move with respect to each other, the force of friction comes into play. That is true. But the condition, only if the objects are solid. No, friction can occur between solid, liquid and gases. Only if the two objects is liquid. No, only if one of the two object is gaseous. No, irrespective of whether the object are solid, liquid or gases. So option D is our correct answer. Next question, that is a assertion reason question. Okay, let us check. Assertion is we can live very happily if friction is not present. No, we always say friction is a necessary evil. So if friction is not present, then walking, talking or even writing on the board is not possible. So sometimes friction is required. So this is a false statement. Aeroplane shape is streamlined to reduce the effort of frictional force. Yes, streamlined objects experience less friction. So this is a true statement. So we can say assertion is false but reason is true. So our correct answer will be option D. Question number 5, match the following question. So let us match it. So here we have some physical quantities and here the units are given. So we have to match them. So first of all, density, as we know that density is equals to mass upon volume. That means kg per meter cube. Okay, that means kg meter minus power 3. That means for this I will write 1. Okay, directly. Impulse. What is impulse? Impulse is equals to force multiplied by time, or for this we can write it, for force I will write kg meter per second square. Okay, and for t I will write here second. So it becomes kg meter second inverse. Okay, so kg meter second inverse, that means directly this is also correct. So for Q I will write 2. For force we know that we will write kg meter second minus power 2. So this is we'll write, it is matching from 4. So I will write it 4 for R. Okay. So for pressure we know that formula is P is equals to F upon A. Okay. So for force we can write kg meter per second square divided by, we can write it meter square. So on solving this, we can get kg meter inverse second minus power 2. So for pressure, I will write 3. Correct code is 1243. 1243, that means option A is our correct answer. Question number 6 is based on paragraph. So on the basis of paragraph, it is asked, if the cricketer player catches the ball of mass 0.1 kg moving with a speed of 10 meter per second in 0.1 second, force exerted by him is. So let us see what are the given values. So mass is given 0.1 kg, okay, and the ball is moving with the speed of 10 meter per second, but when the cricketer will catch the ball, it will comes into rest. So this is the initial speed given, u is equals to 10 meter per second, okay, and the time interval is given, t is equals to 0.1 second. So we have to calculate force. So we know that force is equal to rate change in momentum, okay. So for change in momentum, I will write m into v minus u divided by the time period given. So mass is 0.1, the final velocity is 0 minus initial velocity is 10, okay, divided by 0.1, this is cancelled and the answer is minus 10 Newton. So in magnitude, our answer will be option B. Next question based on same paragraph, question number 7. If a body of mass m hits normally a rigid wall with velocity v and bounces back with the same velocity, the impulse of body is. Impulse is equal to change in momentum, okay, according to impulse momentum theorem, okay. So we know that if there is a rigid ball and it is coming with v velocity, it will rebound with minus v velocity because it is given the magnitude is same but direction is reversed, so we will take negative sign. So change in momentum is given by, I am taking mass common and mass is given in capital M, so I am writing it capital M. So the minus v, final velocity is minus v because direction is reversed, minus v, okay, so it becomes minus 2 mv. So if we will take in magnitude, our correct answer will be 2 mv. So option B is our correct answer, okay. So we have discussed all the questions of physics subject. For more information regarding Matrix Olympiad, you can subscribe this YouTube channel. You can also join our WhatsApp channel. The link of WhatsApp channel is provided in the description of this video. If you have any type of doubt in any question, then you can click on Ask a Doubt button, which is provided in your MOF profile. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, welcome to all of you on Matrix YouTube channel. Today we will discuss the MOF paper solution for class 8, which was conducted on 13th of October 2024. Let's see the question. The questions are, let's see the first question. The question is, Sakshi performed 2 experiments as shown in the figure 1st and figure 2nd and recorded her observation in the table, okay. So there are 2 figures. In the figure 1st, this is burner, this is stand, and on the burner paper pen are there, okay. But in the figure 2nd, burner, stand, and in the paper pen, water is present on the paper pen, okay. So now let's see the observation. There are 2 columns in this. Does paper pen burn? And the second one is ignition temperature of paper reached, okay. So let's see the observation. According to observation first, is ignition temperature of paper reached? No. Means ignition temperature is a minimum temperature at which any substance like solid, liquid and gas can burn, okay. So according to this observation, is the ignition temperature of paper reached? No. Means if ignition temperature is not reached, so the paper cannot burn. So according to that, here is ignition temperature is not reached, but here is in the figure 1st, it is given that the paper pen burned. Yes, means it is completely a wrong observation. Now let's see the third. In the third, is ignition temperature of paper reached? Yes. So does paper pen burn? No. It means it is also a wrong statement. Means if ignition temperature of paper reach, so it can burn, but in this option it written that no, so it is also a wrong statement. Next, in the figure second, is ignition temperature of paper reached? Yes, it can burn, yes, but this figure in the figure first statement is wrong, so it is a completely a wrong observation. Now let's see the second one. In the second one, is ignition temperature of a paper reached? Yes. So does paper burn? Yes. It means both the statement in the figure first in both the columns are right. Now the next one is ignition temperature of paper reached? No. It means it cannot burn. So here is also no, means according to the statement only the second observation is right observation. Okay. Now let's see the question. Find out the correct observation and the reason behind it, okay, from the options given below. Okay, so now in the option first, observation third, here is observation third. We know that the observation third is completely wrong observation, so the option A is completely wrong option. Now let's see, here is observation second, and in the D here is also observation second. So the option B and option D might be the right options. Now in the C, observation first means observation, we know that the observation first is completely wrong statement, wrong observation. So the option C is also a wrong observation, a wrong option. Now let's see the option B. In the option B, observation second, fireproof paper pen is used in figure second. There is no, in the diagram there is no mention that we use the fireproof paper pen. So the option B is also a wrong option. Now let's see the D one. Observation second, heat supplied to the paper pen is transferred to water by conduction. We know that in the figure second, water is present in the paper pen. So when we when we on the burner or when we provide the heat through the burner, then the burner's heat converted into or provided to the water by the conduction. So the ignition temperature of paper is not reached in the figure second, means the heat of burner is supplied to water, not to the paper pen. So because of that, ignition temperature will be not reached and paper is not burned in the second observation. So the option D is the right option for this question. Now let's see the next question. In the next question, what are X, Y and Z? And we know that the X, Y and Z may be water, oil and gases. Okay, so in the diagram, Z is here, Y is here and X is here. So we can see that maybe it is classified according to their densities. We know that in the gas, water and in the oil, the gas has the least density, least dense than the oil and water. Okay, so let's see the option. In the option D, X is gas. X is gas. No, it is not possible. X is means gas is less denser than water and oil, so it is not at this point. So the option D is wrong option. Now let's see the C. X is water. Yes, maybe X is water, but Y is gas. No, Y is not a gas. Okay, because gas is less denser, because the gas is less denser than oil. Okay, so the C is also a wrong option. Now let's see the B. X is oil. No, X is not a oil, because we know that the oil is less denser than water, so it can float on water. Okay, so the option B is also a wrong option. Now let's see the option first. In the option A, X is water. Yeah, X is water. Y is oil. Yes, Y is oil. X is water and Z is gas. Yes, this is a correct order of all three substances. We know that gas is less denser than oil and water, so it is present at this position, and oil is less denser than water, so it float on water, or we can say it is present here, and X is more denser than oil and gas. So the option A is the right option for this question. Now let's see the next question. The next question is assertion reason type question. Now let's see the assertion statement. Assertion statement is petroleum or crude oil pumped out from oil well is not pure. Yes, we know that the petroleum and crude oil which we take out from the well is not pure. There are different impurities and different substances are present, and we can separate all that substances by the fractional distillation. Okay, so by the fractional distillation we can separate the different impurities and the different substances which are present in the petroleum. Okay, so this is the true statement. Now the next reason is petroleum is refined to get various fractions. We know that the various fractions, by the fractional distillation process we can separate out different impurities and different parts of the petroleum which can be used for the specific purpose. We know that there are the different different compounds or different substances are present in the petroleum and crude oil, and which we can use in the different areas and in the for the different purposes. So the reason is also a true statement, and we can say the reason is correctly explain the assertion. So let's see the option D. In the option D, assertion is false and reason is true. No, both assertion and reason are true. So the option D is the wrong option. Now the next is assertion is true and the reason is false. No, it is also a wrong option. Both assertion and reason are the true, but reason is not a correct explanation of assertion. It is also a wrong statement, because we know that both are correct statement and even reason well explain the assertion. Now the next is both assertion and reason are the true and the reason is a correct explanation of assertion. So the option A is the right option for this question. Now let's see the next question. The next question is match column first with column second. Now let's see the column first and select the correct answer using the codes given below. Okay, now in the column first, P is coal, Q is water in dam, R is CNG, S is wind. Now in the column second, fuel for vehicles, thermal power station, third is hydroelectricity and windmill. Okay, so we know that the windmill is connected with the wind. Okay, now the next is the hydroelectricity. We know that the water in dam create the hydroelectricity. Now the next is thermal power station. We know that in the thermal power station coal is used, and finally the fuel for vehicles CNG is used for the vehicles. We can say the fuel which is used in the vehicles is CNG. Okay, let's see the option. The option P match with second, Q water in dam is matched with third, hydroelectricity, and CNG is matched with fuel for vehicles, means R matched with first, and the last S matched with fourth. So 2, 3, 1, 4. 2, 3, 1, 4. It means D is the right option for this question. Now let's see the next question. The next question is paragraph based question. Okay, let's see the paragraph. The paragraph is a fuel is a substance which is used to produce heat, energy for the domestic and industrial purpose. A good fuel is one which is readily available. Burning of these fuels produce harmful substances. These substances can cause global warming, acid rain, and also cause many diseases. A good fuel has high calorific value. Okay, so the next is question is calorific value of a fuel is expressed in. Okay, so the calorific value of a fuel is expressed in kilojoule per kilogram. Okay, at different places it may be in the kilojoule per gram, but it is not correct, because we know that we use the fuel in a very large amount. Okay, so in that case we cannot use the kilojoule per gram. Okay, so the exact expression, or we can say the exact unit for the calorific value is kilojoule per kilogram. So let's see the option. First is kilojoule per milligram, no. Joule per milligram, no. Kilojoule per gram, no. Kilojoule per kilogram, yes, it is a right option for this question. Now let's see the next question. The next question is, in the next question, paragraph is same but the question is different. So let's see the question. The question is, incomplete combustion of coal, wood, etc. gives a poisonous gas which is, we know that there are the two types of the combustion. First is complete combustion and second is incomplete combustion. Means when carbon is react with oxygen, means on complete combustion, when carbon react with oxygen, that it gives carbon dioxide plus heat plus energy. Okay, but on incomplete combustion, carbon react with half molecule of O2, means in the incomplete combustion there is not a proper amount of oxygen is present, means insufficient supply. In the condition of insufficient supply of oxygen, incomplete combustion will be takes place. So when carbon react with half O2, it produces CO, carbon monoxide, and we know that the carbon monoxide is very dangerous for us because it combined with the hemoglobin, and because of the deficiency of oxygen, it is very harmful for a human being. So carbon dioxide is also harmful for us because it creates different type of the causes, like different type of the effects like global warming, and it is also used, it is also a main source of the greenhouse effect gases and so many things, but it is produces on the complete combustion, not on the incomplete combustion. So the gas which will produce on the incomplete combustion is carbon monoxide. Okay, let's see the question and options again. So the incomplete combustion of coal, wood, etc. gives a poisonous gas which is, so the option is all of this, no. Sulfur dioxide, sulfur dioxide is not produced on the incomplete combustion. Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide is produced on the complete oxidation. Carbon dioxide is generated in the complete combustion, but carbon monoxide is produced in the incomplete combustion. So the option B is the right option for this question. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, any query regarding any question, so there is one more option, ask a doubt. So you can ask your any query or any doubt there. For more information regarding Matrix Olympiad, you can subscribe our YouTube channel or you can join our WhatsApp channel also. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hello student, welcome to Matrix High School. Today we discuss about Matrix Olympiad paper solution for class 8 biology. Let's start. First question. Select the method for irrigation which can be employed on uneven land. Mode method, sprinkler method, chain pump method and drip irrigation systems method. Uneven land. For uneven land, sprinkler method is best and drip irrigation method is best. So according to option second and third, option A is right for this question. Option A is right. Next, second question. Which of the following should be used by a farmer with a large farm to harvest his crop quickly and efficiently? Option first, winnowing machine, combine and sickle and seed drill. Combine machine is correct answer for this question. Combine is used to harvest large farm in quickly and efficiently. Next question is, the vector of malaria in human is? Vector of malaria in human. Mosquito. Which mosquito? Anopheles. Anopheles mosquito. Aedes for chikungunya, dengue and so many disease. Lymphatic filariasis, mean to say elephantiasis disease. and Anopheles for malaria, Culex for West Nile fever, and filariasis also. So according to question, Anopheles mosquito is right for malarial disease. Next, assertion A, disease which spread from an infected person to healthy person is known as non-communicable disease. That is wrong. Infected person to healthy, that is communicable disease. So assertion wrong. Next, reason. The disease spread from one person to another through air, water, food, and physical contact or insect, right? Spread by food, water, physical contact, and insect, like malaria from Anopheles mosquito. So this reason is right. According to assertion and reason, assertion wrong, reason right. In option, assertion false and reason right. So D is the right answer for this question. Non-communicable disease like cardiovascular heart disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, and cancer. So many diseases are included in non-communicable disease. These are not spread by unhealthy infected person to healthy person. Next, match column first and second. Lactobacillus in first column, lactobacillus in curds mean second. Saccharomyces cerevisiae for baker yeast for bread, and Aspergillus niger for citric acid, and Acetobacter aceti for acetic acid. According to matching 2 and next 3, next 1 and next 4. 2 3 1 4, 2 3 1 4. D is the correct answer for this question. Curd, bread, baker product, and yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae used as baker yeast. Next, citric acid. Next question is for paragraph. 2 questions included in this paragraph. Nutrients are supplied to the plant by air, water, and soil. There are about 16 elements which are essential for plant growth and development. 16 total elements. Hence, 16 elements are called essential element or essential plant nutrient. Out of 16 elements, 2 elements, carbon and oxygen, are obtained from air and hydrogen from water. That is right. And divided into micro and macronutrient. Micro and macronutrient. Total 16 essential element. Basic nutrient CHO, primary macronutrient, and secondary macro and micronutrient Fe, Mn, Zn, Cu, B, or molybdenum and chlorine. According to question, choose the form in which most plants absorb nitrogen. Nitrogen. Protein form, that is wrong. Nitrate and nitrite, that is right. And next, urea, right. Atmospheric nitrogen used as in its component. So according to this, second and third is right. Second and third in B. B is correct option for this question. Next question is, micronutrient element is micronutrient. Nitrogen, nitrogen, nitrogen for macro. Zinc, zinc for micro, that is right. Magnesium and potassium, magnesium, potassium and magnesium for macronutrient. So according to question, right answer is option B. These are the all solution for class 8th biology portion. And for more update, subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Hello friends, welcome in Matrix Olympiad exam. Now we will discuss the solution of maths part. Now coming to the question. So first question is, there are 3 poles A, B and C. The height of the pole C is 2 by 3 of pole B. The height of pole B is 4 by 3 of pole A. Find the height of pole C if the height of the pole A is 97 by 3. So first of all, we have to calculate the height of pole B. So height of pole B, let us assume it is HB. So HB is, height of pole B is 4 by 3 of means multiplication of the pole A, and the pole A height is given 97 upon 3. So height of pole B is 4 7s are 28, carry 2, 4 9s are 36, 36 and 2 38. So it is 388 upon 9. Again the next part is, the height of the pole C is 2 by 3 of pole B. So height of the pole C is 2 by 3 of pole B, and the pole B height is this. So it is 388 upon 9. Again we have to multiply the numerator and denominator. So we will get 2 8s are 16, carry 1, 2 8s are 16, 16 plus 1 is 17, carry 1, 2 3s are 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, so it is 776, and 9 3s are is 27. So height of the pole C is 776 upon 27. Now in the option there are the mixed fraction in option is in the mixed fraction form. So we have to convert this fraction into a mixed fraction form. So we have to divide 27 to 776. So 27 2s are 54, 27 3s are 81. So 27 2s are 54, 7 minus 4 is 3, 7 minus 5 is 2, and this 6 is here. So it is 236. Now we have to divide by 27 to 236. So we have to multiply it by 27 into 8. So we will get 8 7s are 56, carry 5, 8 2s are 16, 16 plus 5 is 21. So it is 6 minus 6 is 0, 3 minus 1 is 2, so remainder is 20. So we have to write into a mixed fraction form is 28 is to 20 upon 27. So height of the pole C is 28 is to 20 by 27 meters, which is option C. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question, absolute value of the product of the sum of 17 upon 21 and 8 upon 7 and their differences. So we have to find out the sum of these two number and difference of these two number. Then we have to multiply these two result. So we will get the answer. So first of all we have to add these two numbers. So it is 17 upon 21 plus 8 upon 7. We have to take LCM here. So LCM is 21. So it is 21 divided by 21 is 1, and 1 into 17 is 17. So it is 17. Then 7 divided by 21 is 3. 3 into 8 is 24. So 17 upon 21 plus 8 upon 7 is 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So it is 41 upon 21. Next we have to find out the difference. So 17 upon 21 minus 8 upon 7. So here LCM is 21. So 21 divided by 21 is 1. 1 into 17 is 17. So it is 17. Then 7 divided by 21 is 3. 3 into 8 is 24. So it is 17 minus 24. 17 minus 24 is minus 7 upon 21, and it is equal to minus 1 by 3. Now we have to multiply these two results. So we will get the product of these two numbers. So 41 upon 21 into minus 1 upon 3. So we will get 41 into minus 1 is minus 41, and 21 into 3 is 63. And in this question they ask about the absolute value. So absolute value of minus 41 upon 63 is 41 upon 63. So correct option is A. Now coming to the next question, 9 times the reciprocal of a rational number equals 6 times the reciprocal of 17. Find the rational number. So first of all, we have to assume the rational number is P upon Q. Now we have to frame a equation according to this question. So equation is 9 times the reciprocal of a rational number. So reciprocal of P upon Q is Q upon P, and the 9 times of this reciprocal is 9 into Q upon P. It is equal to, given that 6 times the reciprocal of 17, the reciprocal of 17 is 1 upon 17, so 6 into 1 by 17. We have to solve this equation now. So we will get Q upon P equal to 6 into 1 upon 17 into 9. Now this and this is cancelled out by 3. So 3 2 is 6, 3 3 is 9. So it is 2 upon 51. So the rational number P upon Q is the 51 upon 2. Now we have to convert this result into a mixed fraction form. So we have to divide 51 by 2. So we will get 2 2 is 4. So 5 minus 4 is 1, it is 1, 2 5s are 10, so remainder is 1. So 51 upon 2 in mixed fraction form is 25 is to 1 by 2. So correct option is B. So option B is correct. Now coming to the next question. When 75% of a number is added to 75, then result is the original number, then the number is, find the number. So we have to, first of all, we have to assume the number. So number is X. Now we have to frame a equation according to this question. So 75% of a number, so 75%, it means divide by 100, of a number, it means X multiplied by X, plus added to 75, so add 75, and we will get the original number, and original number is X. So we have to solve this equation now. So this is cancelled out by 25, 25 3s are 75, 25 4s are 100. So it is 3x upon 4 plus 75 is equal to X. Again, by solving this equation, we will get 75 equal to X minus 3x upon 4. So now we have to take LCM here. So LCM is 4. 1 divided by 4 is 4. 4 into X is 4x. So 4x minus 3x is equal to X upon 4. So again, we have to solve this equation now. So X equal to 75 into 4 is equal to 4 5s are 20, carry 2 4 7s are 28, 28 and 2 is 30, so it is 300. So original number is 300, so which is option B. So option B is correct. Now coming to the next question. 3/4 of a number is 60 more than its 1/3 the number is. Again we have to assume the number. So number is X. Now we have to frame a equation according to this question. So 3/4 of a number, so it means 3/4 of a number is 60 more than, it means 60 plus 1/3. 1/3 means X by 3. So this equation will be framed according to this question. Now we have to solve this equation. So it is 3x upon 4 minus X by 3 is equal to 60. Next we have to take LCM. So LCM is 12. 4 3s are 12. 3 3s are 9x minus 3 4s are 12. 4 into x is 4x is equal to 60. So 9x minus 4x is 5x is equal to 12 into 60. Again, so x equal to 12 into 60 upon 5. 5 and 60 are cancelled out. So 5 ones are 5, remainder is 1 0 10. So 5 2s are 10, and 12 into 12 is 144. So that number is 144, which is option C. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question. In a parallelogram ABCD, the bisector of angle A and angle B meet at O. Find AOB. We have to find out this angle. So let us assume this angle A is 2x and this angle B is 2y. And here this ABCD is a parallelogram. So we know the property of parallelogram is that the sum of adjacent angle is 180 degree. So 2x plus 2y is equal to 180 degree. So here we can say that 2 into x plus y is equal to 180 degree, or x plus y is equal to 90 degree. It is equation number 1. Now you can see triangle AOB. In triangle AOB, if angle DAB is 2x, then this angle is x, because it is given that the bisector of angle A. So it is a bisector, it is an angle bisector. So this angle is x and this angle is y. So now you can see triangle AOB, angle A plus angle O plus angle B is equal to 180 degree by the property of angle triangle sum property. So angle A is x, so put the value of angle A. Angle O we have to find out. Angle B is y, is equal to 180 degree, and angle O equals to 180 minus x plus y. And from equation number 1 we know the x plus y is 90 degree, so we can say that angle O equals to 180 minus 90, which is equal to 90 degree. So the value of angle AOB is 90 degree, which is option D. So option D is correct. Now coming to the next question. A quadrilateral can have 4 acute angles? No, not possible. Next is 4 obtuse angle. It is also not possible. Next is 3 obtuse angle. Yes, a quadrilateral can have 3 obtuse angles. So correct option is C. Now coming to the next question. A bar graph is drawn to the scale 1 centimeter equal to k units. Then a bar graph of length k centimeter represent. So we have to given that 1 centimeter is equal to k units, and we have to find out the length of bar, which is k centimeter. So k centimeter equal to k into k unit, which is equal to k square unit. So option D is correct. Each letter of the word independence is written on individual cards. The cards are placed in a box and mingled thoroughly. A card with letter N is removed from the box. Here you can see a card. It means only one card is removed from the box. Now find the probability of picking a card with a consonant. So here you can count the total numbers and minus 1, because one card N is removed from that number. So total numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So total numbers of this word is 12, and from 12 we have to remove one card. So total number are 11. So total number are 11. Now we have to find out the probability of picking a card with a consonant. So consonant are N is a consonant, first one, D is a consonant, E is a vowel, P is a consonant, again E is a vowel, N is a consonant, and then D is a consonant. Again N we have to remove, so this N we have to not write here. Next is C. So total consonant are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total consonant are 6. So it means favorable outcomes are 6, and the total numbers are 11. So the probability is 6 by 11. So correct option is D. So option D is correct. Now coming to the next question. If A equal to 0.1039, then the value of 3A minus under root of 4A square minus 4A plus 1. So first of all we have to solve this expression. Here it is given 4A square minus 4A plus 1. So we have to write it is 3A minus under root of 4A square. We have to write 4A square is 2A whole square minus 4A. We have to write 2 into A plus 1 square. So you can see here it is the identity of 2A minus 1 whole square. 2A minus 1 whole square is 4A square plus 1 minus 4A. So it is the identity of 2A minus 1 whole square, and we know the square root of 2A minus 1 whole square is 2A minus 1. Now we have to solve this expression. So 3A minus 2A plus 1. So 3A minus 2A is A. So final expression is A plus 1. Now we have to put the value of A. So we will get the result. So 0.1039 plus 1, which is equal to 1.1039. So final result is 1.1039, which is option C. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question. Evaluate square root of 175.2976. So here we have to use the long division method. So here I have to write first number to 175.2976. Now we have to make a pair. So it is 76, 29, 75 and 1 is single here. So we have to divide this 1 by 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. Now we have to subtract these numbers. So 1 minus 1 is 0. This quotient will be right here, and as add these two numbers, so we will get here 2. Again this 75 we have to copy here. Now we have to write here the next number is 3, and here we have to write 3. So 23 into 3 is 69. Then we have to subtract these two numbers. So 15 minus 9 is 6 and 6 minus 6 is 0. So next pair we have to copy here. So it is 629, and this 3 will be right here, and add 23 and 3. So we will get here 26. So next number is 629. So I have to write here again 2, and this point is here, so I have to copy this point here. So now we have to write here 2, and again here 2. 262 into 2 is 2 2s are 4, 2 6 are 12, carry 1, 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, so it is 524. 9 minus 4 is 5, 2 minus 2 is 0, 6 minus 5 is 1, so it is 105. This 76 will be copy here. Now this 2 will be right here, and add these two numbers, so we will get 264, and we have to write here. Now we have to multiply, we have to put here one value, so it is 6, so we have to write here 4, and again we have to write here 4. So 4 into 4 is 16, carry 1, 4 into 4 is 16, 16 plus 1 is 17, again carry 1, 4 6 are 24, 24 plus 1 is 25, carry 2, 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 2 is 10. So the remainder is 0. So the square root of 175.2976 is 13.24. So option A is correct. Next, if cube root of x minus 12 equal to 19, then the value of x is. So first of all we have to make a cube in both sides. So we will get cube root of x minus 12 whole cube is equal to 19 cube. So from here we have to solve this equation. So we will get here x minus 12 is equal to 19 into 19 into 19. So x is equal to 12 plus 19 into 19 is 361 into 19. So now we have to multiply 361 into 19. So 19 1 is 19, carry 1, 19 6 are 114, 114 plus 1 is 115, carry 11, 19 3 are 57, 57 and 11 is 68, so it is 6859. Now we have to add these two numbers. So 9 plus 2 is 11, carry 1, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, 8 and 6, so 6871, which is option A. So option A is correct. Now coming to the next question, by what least number should 9720 be multiplied to make it a perfect cube? So in this question we have to make a prime factorization of that number. So here number is 9720, and this number is divisible by 2, so we have to divide by 2. So 2 4s are 8, remainder is 1, 1 7 is 17, and 2 8s are 16, remainder is 1, 1 12, and 2 6 are 12, and 0 is copy here. Next, again it is divisible by 2, so 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6, again this 0 is here. Again we have to divide by 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, remainder is 1, 1 0 10, so 2 5s are 10. Again this number is divisible by 3, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, so it is divisible by 3, so 3 4s are 12. Next, this 15 will be copy here, so we have to first of all make here 0, and 3 5s are 15. Again this number is divisible by 3, so 3 1s are 3, 1 0, 3 3s are 9, 1 5, 3 5s are 15. Again this number is divisible by 3, so we have to again divide by 3. So 3 4s are 12, carry 1, 3 5s are 15. Next, again this number is divisible by 3. So 3 ones are 3 and 3 fives are 15. Again this number is divisible by 3. So 3 fives are 15 and last one is 5 ones are 5. So for making a perfect cube, we have to divide. This 2 is already here in group of 3. 3 is already is group of 3. So we have to require to multiply this number is 3, 5 and 5. Because we have to make a group of 3. So here 2 3s are here. So 1 3 is less. So we have to multiply it by 3. And only 1 5 is there. 1 5 is there. So we have to use 2 5 is here. So 5 into 5. So 5 5s are 25. 25 3s are 75. So we have to multiply this number by 75 to make a perfect cube. Now coming to the next question. By selling a towel for rupees 126.90, a shopkeeper loses 6%. For how much should he sell the towel to gain 4%? So first of all, we have to calculate the cost price of a towel. So we know the formula is cost price is equal to 100 upon 100 minus loss percentage into the selling price. So we have to put all the values here. So we will get 100 upon 100 minus loss percentage is 6%. So 100 minus 6 into selling price is 126.90. We have to solve this equation. So we will get 100 upon 94 into 126.90. So we have to solve this equation and we will get the value of cost price is 135. Now for how much should he sell the towel to gain 4%? So we have to find out the selling price of towel. So the selling price is equal to 100 plus gain percentage upon 100 into cost price. So cost price is 135. Now we have to put all the values here. So 100 plus gain is 4%. So 100 plus 4 upon 100 into 135. So it is 104 into 135 upon 100. So this equal to 1.04 into 135 and we have to multiply these two numbers. So we will get 140.40. So correct option is D. So actual price, selling price of towel is 140.40 for gaining a 4%. Now coming to the next question. The ratio of the sum of the money in 3 bags A, B and C is 4:3:2. If rupees 50 is added to each of the bags, the ratio becomes 14:13:12. Find the sum of the money in each of the bag. So first of all, we have to assume in bag A, the money is 4x. Similarly, in bag B, money is 3x and bag C is 2x. Now we have to frame an equation according to this question. When we add 50 to each of the bag, so this whole amount will be equal to the ratio of 14:13:12. So we have to frame an equation. So that equation is 4x plus 50 plus 3x plus 50 plus 2x plus 50 will be equal to 14x plus 13x plus 12x. Now we have to solve this equation. 4x plus 3x is 7x, 7x plus 2x is 9x. So 9x plus 50 plus 50 is 100, 100 plus 50 is 150 is equal to 14x plus 13x is 27x, 27x plus 12x is 39x. Now we have to solve again this equation. So we will get 150 equal to 30x. So solving this equation, we will get x equal to 5. So money in bag A is 4 into 5, which is equal to 20. Similarly, money in bag B is 3 into 5, which is equal to 15. Similarly, money in bag C is 2 into 5, which is equal to 10. So the bag A money is 20, then 15, then 10, which is option B. So option B is correct. Now coming to the next question. Question is, Raman borrows rupees 12,500 at 12% per annum for 3 years at simple interest, and Radha borrows the same amount for the same time period at 10% per annum compounded annually. Who pays more interest and by how much? So we have to calculate the simple interest and compound interest one by one. So we know the formula of simple interest is principal amount into rate into time upon 100. In this question, principal amount is given 12,500, rate is given 12%, so it is 12 by 100, and time period is given 3 years, so we have to multiply it by 3. So we have to solve this expression. So we will get 125 into 36, and 36 into 125 is 4500. So the simple interest of Raman is 4500. Now next we have to calculate the compound interest. So we know the formula of compound interest is principal amount into 1 plus rate upon 100 to the power n. So principal amount is same, so we have to put 12,500. Next 1 plus rate for same, so rate is 10%, so it is 10 by 100 into time period is same, so it is 3. So we have to solve this equation now. 12,500 into 100, 100 plus 10 is 110 upon 100 to the power 3. So we have to solve this. So 0 and 0 are cancelled out. So 12,500 multiplied by 1.1 to the power 3. So here we have to multiply it by 12,500 into 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1. You can see here 2 0 are there. So this 0 will be cancelled out by this point value. This 0 will be cancelled out by this value. So we will get 125 into 11 into 11 is 121 into 1.1. Now we have to multiply these three values. So we will get 125 into 121. So 1 5s are 5, 1 2s are 2, 1 1s are 1, 2 5s are 10, carry 1, 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 2 1s are 2. Again we have to multiply this number. So 1 5s are 5, 1 2s are 2, 1 1s are 1. So we will get 5, 2, 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 1 is 11, carry 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, and it is 1. 15,125. Again we have to multiply 15,125 by 1.1. So 1 5s are 5, 1 2s are 2, 1 1s are 1, 1 5s are 5, 1 1s are 1. Again 5, 2, 1, 5, 1. So we will get 5, 5 to 7, 2 plus 1 is 3, 5 plus 1 is 6, 5 plus 1 is 6, and 1. So it is 16,637.5. So we will get the compound interest is 16,637.5. Now we have to calculate the interest of Radha. So interest of Radha is 16,637.5 minus principal amount 12,500.0. So it is 5, 7 minus 0 is 7, 3 minus 0 is 3, 6 minus 5 is 1, 6 minus 2 is 4, 1 minus 1 is 0. So it is 4,137.5. So who pays more? More interest paid by Raman, and by how much? So we have to subtract 4,500.0 minus 4,137.5. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Again here 9, 9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 3 is 6, 4 minus 1 is 3. So by how much amount? So amount is 362.50. So option A is correct. Coming to the question number 37, that is sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 9. When we interchange the digits, it is found that the resulting new number is 27 greater than the original number. Arrange the problem solving steps below in the correct order to find the required number. So in this question we have to tell only the steps. Already question is solved. We have to tell the what is the right step to solve this problem. So first step is, first of all we have to assume the unit place and tens place. So let the digit at unit place be x and the tens place be 9 minus x. So it is our step number 1. Next we have to frame a number. So after interchanging we get the new number is when we interchange the digits. So it means now the tens place is x, and the ones place is 9 minus x. So this is the interchanging the digits, so we will get the number. So 10 into x plus 9 minus x equal to 9x plus 9. Now we have to frame a equation according to question. So 9x plus 9 minus 90 minus 9x is equal to 27, and we have to solve this equation, so we will get x equal to 6. So it is our step number 3, it is our step number 2, it is our step number 1. So finally we will get the unit place and tens place, so it is our step number 4. So correct step is SQPR, which is option C. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question, given below are the steps taken to find the cube root of 8,57,375. Arrange the steps in the correct sequence. So first of all, we have to check the unit place of that number. So unit place of that number is 5. So it means the cube root of that number unit place is 5. So our first step is this. Next we have to make a groups. So we have to make a two groups, one is 375 and another one is 857. So our step number 2 is this. Next we have to check the cube of less than 857, so that number is 9 cube. So it means tens place of that number is 9, so it is our step number 3. And finally we will get the cube root of that number. So cube root of that number is unit place is 5, tens place is 95, so cube root of this number is 95. So it is our step number 4. So correct step is R, S, P, Q. So correct option is A. Option number A is correct. Now coming to the next question. So question number 39 is 35% equal to 35 hundredths equal to 35 by 100. So 35% means 35 by 100 is equal to 35 hundredth. If TH is there, it means 35 by 100, and it is equal to given 35 by 100. So it is true. It is true. Next is percent means per 100 or for every 100. It is also a true, and it is the explanation of assertion A. So it means the option A is correct. Both assertion and reason are the true, and reason R is the correct explanation of assertion A. So option A is correct. Now coming to the next question. First assertion is the main source of energy used by each house in a street is, source of energy is given, number of houses is given. We have to find out the central angle for electricity. So number of houses for electricity is 20. So it is 20 into complete angle is 360 degree upon the sum of the all the sources. So 20 plus 10 is 30, 30 plus 12 is 42, 42 plus 6 is 48. Now we have to solve this. So we will get 12 3s are 36 and 2 0, 12 4s are 48. Next 4 5s are 20 and 35s are 150. So central angle is 150 degree. So it is a true. Central angle, reason is given, central angle for a variable is equal to ratio between two different variables into 360 degree. Ratio between two different variables into 360 degree, which is incorrect. So assertion A is true but reason R is false. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question. Which of the following statement is true or false? First is all kites are rhombus. It is a false statement. Next is all squares are not parallelogram. All squares are parallelogram, but it is given all squares are not parallelogram. So it is also a false statement. Next is all squares are trapezium. Yes, all squares are trapezium. So it is a true. Next is all squares are rhombus and also rectangle. So it is also a true. So correct option is FFTT, which is option C. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question. Which of the following statement are true or false? First is y square plus 9 is a linear equation in one variable. It is a false. It is not a equation, and it is not a equation because equal to sign is not there. So it is a false statement. Next is the terms linear equation and linear expression are same. No, it is also a false. Linear equation means like 2y plus 1 is equal to 7. It is a linear equation. And linear expression means 2y plus 1. It is a linear expression. So both are not same. So it is a false statement. Next is if x is an even number, then the next odd number is 2x plus 1. It is also a false, because if the x is an even number, the next odd number is x plus 1. So it is a false statement. Next is 1 is the solution of the 2x plus 1 upon 3x plus 5 equal to 3 by 8. So let us put the value of x equal to 1 in this left hand side. So we will get 2 into 1 plus 1 upon 3 into 1 plus 5. So we will get the value is 3 by 8, which is equal to right hand side. So it is a true. So correct option is FFFT. So which is option C. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question. There is a no perfect cube which ends with 2. So it is a false statement, because 512 is that perfect cube number which ends with 2. So it is a false statement. Next is the cube of 2-digit number may have 7 or more digits. No, it is not a true statement. It is a false statement, because the maximum 2-digit number is 99, and when we calculate the cube of 99 is 9 9s are 81, carry 8, 9 9s are 81, 81 and 8 is 89. Again it is 198. So it is 1, 9 plus 1 is 10, carry 1, 8 plus 1 9, 9 plus 9 is 18, carry 1, 8 plus 1 is 9. Again we have to multiply it by 99. So it is 9 1s are 9, 0, 9 8s are 72, carry 7, 9 9s are 81, 81 and 7 is 88. 88. Again we have to multiply it by 9. So we will get 9, 0, 2, 8 and 8. So we will get 9, 9, 2, 8 plus 2 is 10, carry 1, 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17, carry 1, and it is 9. So it is a 6-digit number. So the maximum number of 2-digit is 99, and the cube of 99 is 6-digit number. So it is a false statement. Next is the cube of a single digit number may be a single digit number. The cube of a single digit number, so let us assume that number is 1. The cube of 1 is 1, so it may be a possible. So it is a true. So correct option is FFT, which is option C. Now coming to the next question. Match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct answer using the codes given below. First is additive identity of a rational number P is. Additive identity of a rational number P is 0. Next is multiplicative inverse of a non-zero rational number P is. Multiplicative inverse of P is 1 by P. So for this 1 is true. Next is multiplicative identity of a rational number P is 1. So multiplicative identity is 1. Next is additive inverse of a rational number P is minus P. So for S, third one is true. So correct option is 2143, 2143, which is option D. So option D is correct. Now coming to the next question. Match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct answer using the codes given below. First statement is, if 2 by 3 of a number is 20 less than the original number, then the number is. So first of all, we have to assume the number is x. Now we have to frame an equation according to this statement. So the original number is x. So x minus 2 by 3 of that number is x. 2 by 3 of x is equal to 20. Now we have to solve this equation. So first of all, we have to take LCM here. So LCM is x. So 1 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 into x is 3x, minus 3 divided by 3 is 1, 1 into 2x is 2x. So 3x minus 2x upon 3 equal to 20. 3x minus 2x is x. So x equal to 3 into 20, which is 3 into 20, which is equal to 60. So that number is 60. So for P, fourth one is true. Next is 4/5 of a number is 10 more than 2/3 of a number. 4/5 of a number, it means 4 by 5 of a number, it means x, is 10 more than 2/3 of a number. So it means 10 plus 2/3, 2 by 3 of x. Now we have to solve this equation. So 4 by 5 of x minus 2 by 3 of x is equal to 10. Again we have to take LCM here. So LCM of 5 and 3 is 15. So it is 5 divided by 15 is 3. 3 into 4x is 12x minus 3 divided by 15 is 5. 5 is to 2 is 10x is equal to 10. So 12x minus 10x is 2x. 2x equal to 10 into 15, which is equal to 150. So x equal to 150 upon 2, which is equal to 75. So that number is 75. So for Q, third one is true. Next is a number whose double is 45 greater than its half, then the number is. A number whose double is, so let us assume that number is x. So a number whose double is 2x is 45 greater than, so 45 plus greater than its half. So number is x, so half of x is x by 2. Now we have to solve this equation. So we will get 2x minus x by 2 equal to 45. So 2 to the 4x, 4x minus x is 3x. So 3x by 2 equal to 45. By solving this equation, we will get x equal to 45 into 2 upon 3. 45 divided by 3 is 15. So it is 15. So x equal to 15 into 2, which is equal to 30. So that number will be 30. So for R, 1 is true. Last one is a number whose fifth part is increased by 5. A number whose fifth part, so let us assume that number is x. So fifth part of number is x by 5 is increased by 5. So plus 5 is equal to its fourth part, is equal to its fourth part. So fourth part of number is x by 4. Fourth part diminished by 5, it means decrease by 5. So minus 5. Then the number is, so we have to frame this equation. Now we have to solve this equation. So we will get x by 5 minus x by 4 is equal to minus 5 minus 5. So we have to take LCM here. So LCM of 4 and 5 is 20. 5 divided by 20 is 4. 4 into x is 4x minus 4 divided by 20 is 5. 5 into x is 5x, which is equal to minus 10. 4x minus 5x is minus x is equal to minus 10 into 20. So x equal to, we will get 200. So for S, second one is true. So correct option is 4, 3, 1 and 2, which is option B. So option B is correct. Now coming to the next question. Question number 46. P is the least square number which is divisible by each of the numbers 6, 9, 15 and 20. For calculate the least square number, we have to always find out the LCM. So here we have to find out the first LCM of 6, 9, 15 and 20. For LCM, we have to factorize all the number. So 6 equal to, we have to write 3 into 2. 9 is equal to 3 into 3. 15 is equal to 3 into 5. And 20 equal to 4 into 5. Now we have to find out the LCM of this number. So you can check here. LCM of 6, 9, 15 and 20 is 3 square into 2 square into 5. I have to write 4 is 2 square. So the LCM of this number is 3 square into 2 square into 5. Here you can check the 3 square is in pair form, 2 is in pair form, but 5 is not in pair form. So we have to multiply this number by 5 for calculate the least square number. So now we have to solve this part. So we can get 3 square is 9, 2 square is 4, 5 into 5 is 25. So this equal to 900. So that least square number is 900. For P, third one is true. Next question is the greatest number of 6 digit which is perfect square. So for finding the greatest number, we have to first write down the greatest number of 6 digit. So greatest number of 6 digit is 9,99,999. Now we have to find out the, so for finding the greatest number of 6 digit, we have to use long division method. So first we have to make a pair here, 99, this 99 and last in this 99. So for calculate the square root of this number, we have to divide this number by 9. So 9 into 9 is 81. Here we have to subtract from this number to this number. So 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. Now we have to copy this pair. So this is 99, so I have to copy this pair 99, and this quotient I have to write here and add into this number. So we will get here 18. Now we have to write here blank sign. This number I have to divide this number by this number, so I have to write here 9. So it is 189 and multiplied by 9. So 9 9s are 81, 9 9s are 81, carry 8, 9 8s are 72, 72 plus 8 is 80, carry 8, 9 1s are 9, 9 and 8 17, so it is 1701. Now we have to subtract again this number. So 9 minus 1 is 8, 9 minus 0 is 9, 8 minus 7 is 1. Again we have to copy this pair. So this is 99 and I have to write this quotient here. So now we have to add these two numbers. So we will get 9 plus 9 is 18, carry 1, 8 plus 1 is 9, 198. Now I have to again divide this number by this number. So I have to write here 9, again I have to write here 9, and here I have also write 9. So now 1989 multiplied by 9, so we will get 9 9s are 81, carry 8, 9 8s are 72, 72 plus 8 is 80, carry 8, 9 9s are 81, 81 plus 8 is 89, carry 8, 9 1s are 9, 9 and 8 is 17. So now we have to subtract from this number to this number. So we will get 9 minus 1 is 8, 9 minus 0 is 9. Here we have to take borrow. So it is 18, 18 minus 9 is 9. Here it is 8, 8 minus 7 is 1. So the remainder is 1998. So now we have to calculate the greatest number of 6 digit, which is a perfect square. So calculate the perfect square. We have to subtract this remainder to this 6 digit greatest number. So now we have to subtract 9,99,999 to 1998. So here 9 minus 8 is 1, 9 minus 9 is 0, 9 minus 9 is 0, 9 minus 1 is 8, it is 9, it is 9. So the perfect square number of 6 digit is 9,98,001, which is in fourth one. Now next is the least square number which is subtracted from 2509 to make it perfect square. So for calculating the least square number which is subtracted from this number, so we have to use again here long division method. So here we have to use again long division method. So we have to find out the square root of 2509 using long division method. So here again we have to make it a pair form. So it is 09 form. Next is 25 in pair form. Now we have to divide this number by 5. So 5 5s are 25. Here I have to write 25. 25 minus 25 is 0. Again I have to copy this 5 and is here. Now 5 plus 5 is 10. I have to write one number here. So now first we have to copy this number. So it is 0 9. Here you can check remainder is 09 and we have to find out the least square number which is subtracted from this number to make it a perfect square. So I have to subtract this number to this number to calculate the perfect square number. So I have to subtract 9 from 2509. So we will get the perfect square number. 9 minus 9 is 0, 0, 5 minus 0 is 5, it is 2500. So this number is a perfect square. So for R the answer is 9, which is in second. The last is the least number which must be added to 5607 to obtain a perfect square number. So again we have to use long division method. So here I have to find out the square root of 5607 using long division method. So here again we have to make it pair. So first pair is 07, next pair is 56. Now we have to divide this number by 7. So 7 7s are 49. Now we have to subtract this number from this number. So 16 minus 9 is 7. Here 4 minus 4 is 0. Now I have to copy this pair. So this is 07. I have to write this 7 here and add these two 7. So we will get 14. Now I have to write here one number which is divisible by 707 or less than 707. So I have to write here 4 and here I have also write 4. So 4 4s are 16, carry 1, 4 4s are 16, 16 plus 1 is 17, carry 1, 4 1s are 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. Now I have to subtract this number here. So 7 minus 6 is 1. Here it is 10, 10 minus 7 is 3, here 6, 6 minus 5 is 1, so remainder is 131. So it means the square of 74 is 5607. So now we have to calculate the which must be added to this number to get it number is a perfect square. So we have to find out the square of 75. So the square of 75 square is 5625. Now we have to subtract this number to this number, then we will get 5625 minus 5607, so we will get here 18. So for least number which must be added to this number is 18, which must be added to this number to make it a perfect square. So for S the answer is 18, which is 1. So the correct option is 3421, which is option C. So option C is correct. Now coming to the next question, paragraph based question. Paragraph is given, if two rational number a upon b and c upon d are such that a upon b is not equal to 0, c upon d is not equal to 0 and a upon b into c upon d equal to 1, then a upon b and c upon d are called multiplicative inverse of each other. So question according to this paragraph is, find the multiplicative inverse of 1 by 2 into 2 plus 3 by 2. So it is 1 by 2, 2 plus 3 by 2 is 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, so it is 7 by 2, and we have to solve this expression now. So 1 into 7 is 7, so 7 by 4. So multiplicative inverse of 7 by 4 is 4 by 7, so option A is correct. Now coming to the next question, if x plus y into z equal to 1, then z is a multiplicative inverse of, so z equal to 1 upon x plus y. So z is the multiplicative inverse of x plus y. So correct option is C. Now coming to the next question, which is paragraph based question. So here one histogram is given and we have to tell the answer according to this histogram. Question is, how many students have been observed? So you can see here in this interval 4 students are observed, in this interval 8 students are observed, in this interval height is given 16, it means 16 students are observed, in this interval 10 students are observed, in this interval 18 students are observed, in this interval 10 students are observed, in this interval 6 students are observed, and in this interval 8 students are observed. So we have to tell the how many students, so we have to add all the heights here. So 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 16 is 28, 28 plus 10 is 38, 38 plus 18 is 56, 56 plus 10 is 66, 66 plus 6 is 72, 72 plus 8 is 80. So number of total students are 80, which is option D. So option D is correct. Now coming to the next question, question number 50 is, how many students are there whose weight is less than 35 kg? So you can see in this histogram the intervals are given 15 to 20 and the 15 to 20 frequency is 4. Next interval is 20 to 25 and the next frequency is 8. Next interval is 25 to 30, that frequency is 16, and the next is 30 to 35 and the frequency of 30 to 35 is 10. And we have to tell the answer, how many students are there whose weight is less than 35 kg, and we know this 35 kg will be included in the next interval. So these are the students whose weight is less than 35 kg. So 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 16 is 28, 28 plus 10 is 38. So correct option is 38, which is option A. So option A is correct. That's all from the mathematics part. If you want more updates regarding Matrix Olympiad, so you can subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Hello student, welcome to Matrix YouTube channel. We are here to discuss the solution of Matrix Olympiad paper of class 8 reasoning conducted on 13 October 2024. Hope you did very well. So let's get started. So now question number 51. Find the missing number in the series. So find the missing number in the series. First, find the pattern of the series. So what is the pattern used in this series? So 4, it means 2 cube minus 2 square. 2 cube, it means 8. 2 cube, it means 8 minus 2 square, it means 4. 8 minus 4, it means 4. Now 18. 18, it means 3 cube minus 3 square. 3 cube, it means 27. 27 minus 9, it means 18. Now similarly, 4 cube minus 4 square. 4 cube, it means 64 minus 4 square, it means 16. 4 cube, it means 64 minus 16. 64 minus 16, it means 48. So missing number is 48 in this series. Similarly, now 5 cube minus 5 square. 5 cube, it means 125 minus 5 square, it means 25. It means 100. So here option A, it means 48 is the missing number of the given series. So option A is the correct answer of this question. Let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 52. Find the next term of given series. Find the pattern of the series. So first, taking first alphabet of each term. So first alphabet of first term is B. Now first alphabet of second term is D. After D, next is F. After F, next is missing. So place value of B is 2. Place value of D, it means 4. Place value of F is 6. So pattern is 2 plus 2, it means 4. 4 plus 2, it means 6. Now 6 plus 2, it means 8. 8. So now here is H, because place value of H is 8 in English alphabet. So first alphabet of missing term is H. Now taking second alphabet of each term. So second alphabet of first term is A. After A, next is B. After B, next is C. A, B, C. Now next is D. So second missing alphabet is D. Now taking third alphabet of each term. So third alphabet of first term is Z. After Z, next is Y. After Y, next is X. After X, next is Z. Place value of Z is 26. Now place value of Y is 25. Now place value of X is 24. 26, 25, 24, now 23. So 23, it means W, because place value of W in English alphabet is 23. So third missing alphabet is W. So HDW is the missing term of given series. So here option D is the correct answer of this question. Let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 53. One morning after sunrise, Rahul was standing facing a pole. The shadow of the pole was forming on the left side of Rahul. Which direction was Rahul facing? Before starting this question, we should know that there are 4 types of main direction. This is north, this is east, this is south, and this is west. And there are 4 types of cardinal direction. This is northeast, this is southeast, this is southwest, and this is northwest. Now according to question, one morning means in the morning time, the sun position of sun is in east direction and shadow is always formed in the west direction. Now the shadow of the pole was forming on the left side of Rahul. In the morning time, when the shadow is formed on the left side of the person, it means the person is facing towards north. It means Rahul was facing towards north direction. This is the left of the Rahul and this is the right side of the Rahul. Now shadow of the pole was forming on the left side of the Rahul. Shadow of the pole was forming left side of the Rahul. So it means Rahul was facing towards north direction. So here option D is the correct answer of this question. Let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 54. A man is facing towards west. So a man was facing towards west direction. This is the starting facing of the man. Now turns through 180 degree clockwise, again 45 degree clockwise, and then turns 90 degree anti-clockwise. In which direction is he facing now? So first total, come the total clockwise turn. So total clockwise turn is 180 plus 45 degree. So total clockwise turn is 225 degree. Now count the total anti-clockwise turn. So total anti-clockwise turn is 90 degree. Now find the difference between total clockwise turn and total anti-clockwise turn. So difference between total clockwise and total anti-clockwise is 135 degree clockwise. So difference between clockwise and anti-clockwise is 135 degree clockwise. So now takes 135 degree in clockwise direction. So this is the clockwise direction. This is the 90 degree clockwise, and now this is the 135 degree clockwise direction. So final facing of the man was in northeast direction. This is the north and this is the east. So final facing of the man was in northeast direction. So here option C is the correct answer of this question. Let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 55. Choose the alternative which is closely resemble the mirror image of the given combination. Mn is a mirror. In the mirror image question, the part of an object which is near to the mirror, so it will remains near to the mirror in the mirror image. So R is near the mirror, so it will remains near the mirror in the mirror image. So first find the mirror image of R. So mirror image of R looks something like this. Now find the mirror image of U. So this is the mirror image of U. Now find the mirror image of 7. So this is the mirror image of 7. After 7, now find the mirror image of P. So this is the mirror image of P. Now after this, find the mirror image of 6. This is the mirror image of 6. After 6, next find the mirror image of 4. This is the mirror image of 4. Now next find the mirror image of U. So this is the mirror image of U. Now next find the mirror image of N. So this is the mirror image of N. So here option D is the correct mirror image of given combination. So here option D is the correct answer of this question. Let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 56. Choose the correct voter image of the given figure X from amongst the 4 alternatives. Find the voter image of given figure. In the voter image questions, the voter is always taken below the object. So here is voter. Now find the voter image of given figure. So voter image of given figure looks something like this. This part is near to the voter, so it will remains near to the voter. And this part is away from the voter, so it will remains away from the voter in the voter image. So voter image of this part looks something like this. So now here option A is the correct voter image of given figure. So option A is the correct answer of this question. Let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 57. In a row of 21 girls, total girls is 21. When Monica was shifted by 4th place towards her right, she becomes 12th place from the left end. What was her earlier position from the right end of the row? In a row of 21 girls, when Monica was shifted by 4th place towards her right, let's suppose here is Monica. Now Monica was shifted by 4th place. So Monica was shifted by 4th place. 1, 2, 3, now 4. Now here is Monica. Towards her right. This is the right side of the Monica. Now she becomes 12th place from the left. So this is the 12th place from the left end. This is the left side of the row. Now what was her earlier position from the right end? So earlier, first find the earlier position of Monica from the left. So earlier position of Monica is 12 minus 4, it means 8. So earlier position of Monica from the left is 8th place. Now find the earlier position of Monica from the right. So this is the 8th place from the left side. Now find the this position from the right side. So find the position of Monica, earlier position of Monica from the right hand. So formula is total minus earlier position of Monica from the left plus 1. So total is equals to 21 minus earlier position of Monica from the left is 8 plus 1. So 21 plus 1, it means 22. Now 22 minus 8, it means 14. So Monica earlier position from the right is 14. So now here option D is the correct answer of this question. So let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 58. Select the correct combination of the mathematical sign that can sequentially replace the sign and balance the given equations. So in this type questions, choose the options one by one and let's check which one will follow correctly. So according to option A, so now according to option A, 64 minus 16. Now next is plus 22. After plus, next is divide 11. After 11, next is multiply by 5 is equals to 70. Now solve these equations according to BODMAS rule. So first divide the numbers. So 64 minus 16 plus 22 divided by 11, it means 2. 2 multiply 5 is equals to 70. Now multiply the numbers. So 2 multiply by 5, it means 10. So 64 minus 16 plus 10 is equals to 70. So 64 minus 16, it means 48 plus 10 is equals to 70. So 48 plus 10, 58 is equals to 70. So 58 never equals to 70. So here option A is the incorrect option. Now taking option B. So now according to option B, 64. So here plus. So 64 plus 16. After 16, next is minus 22. After 22, next is divide 11. After 11, next is multiply by 5 is equals to 70. So using BODMAS rule. So according to BODMAS, first divide the numbers. So 64 plus 16 minus 22 divided by 11, it means 2 multiply by 5 is equals to 70. So 2 multiply by 5, it means 10. Now 64 plus 16 minus 10 is equals to 70. 64 plus 16, it means 80. 80 minus 10 is equals to 70. So 80 minus 10, it means 70. Yes, 70 always equals to 70. So it means option B is the correct option of this question. So here option B is the correct answer of this question. So now let's move on to the next question. So now next question is question number 59. If the sign plus and multiply are interchanged, then which of the following equation would be correct? So according to this question, plus becomes multiply and multiply becomes plus. So now according to option A, so 9 multiply it means plus 3 minus 7. Now plus means multiply 9 is equals to 19. So using BODMAS rule, so first multiply the numbers. So 9 plus 3 minus 7 multiply by 9, it means 63 is equals to 19. 9 plus 3, it means 12 minus 63 is equals to 19. 12 minus 63, it means minus 51, never equals to 19. So it means option A is the incorrect option. So now taking option according to option B. So according to option B, 18 multiply means plus 3. Now divide 12, plus means multiply 8 is equals to 20. Now according to BODMAS, divide the numbers. So 18 plus 3 divided by 12 multiply by 8 is equals to 20. Now 3 4 ja 12. Now 4 2 ja 8. So 18 plus 2 is equals to 20. 18 plus 2, it means 20. 20 always equals to 20. So here option B is the correct option of this question. So option B is the correct answer of this question. Let's move on to the next question. Question 60. Choose a figure which would most closely resembles the unfolded from a figure Z. So first, in this type of questions, unfold the paper in the same sequence when it was folded and find the mirror image in each case. So first unfold the C, then we got B. Now unfold the B, then we got A. So and find the image of A, because A represents unfolded paper. So figure C will be unfolded in this direction because figure B has been folded in this direction. So figure C will be unfolded in this direction. So unfold the figure C. When unfold the figure C, then we get a image like this. This is the B. Now unfold the B. So unfold the B. This figure will be unfolded in this direction because this figure has been folded in this direction. So unfold the B. When unfold the B, then we get a image like this. This is the unfolded paper. So this is the correct unfolded paper after cutting. So now here option A is the correct unfolded paper after cutting. So A is the correct answer of this question. So we have finished the solution. I hope you understood it well. If you have any query and doubt regarding the paper solution, so please log in the website and click Ask the Doubt option and write your doubt there. Now, new information related to Matrix Olympiad will be updated on this YouTube channel. So subscribe the channel for more updates, and you can also have new updates on our WhatsApp channel. To join, click on the links provided in the description box. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good time.